And everything's happening at Manchester United, isn't it?
It is.
My
big
old mate,
news.
Van Nistelrooy, in charge. Very proud man to do that. And Ten Hag lost his job. So huge story at Manchester United.
It's been a really big week in the football world, hasn't it? Because Erik Ten Hag got sacked on Monday by Manchester United, and yesterday the news was announced that Ruben Amorim is going to be taking charge as the new United boss from November the 11th. Joe, what was your reaction to this news and the fact that he's not coming in straight away and they've got to wait for another 3 games until that next international break?
Well, I think it's been messy. I think his comments when he come out, and I think he said he begged Manchester United for him to finish the season with Sporting Lisbon, but Manchester United wanted him now. That's a strange thing to say coming into the club, but listen, he's an impressive manager. What he's done in the Portuguese league has been nothing short of remarkable. With Sporting Lisbon's budget against Benfica and Porto, he's been incredible. But this is a different beast. I just think me and Mike were talking earlier.
I can't take you seriously with that catch. So sorry.
Thank you, Jules. No,
You're a serious pundit.
I'm a serious pundit, but yeah, I think it's a strange one. All the things we're saying about Ruben Amorim, we were saying about Erik Ten Hag. I hope it works for him.
But the call had to be made for Ten Hag to go. And I just...
Was now the right time to replace him?
Well, Dan Ashworth and his team of executioners that were there, really when they took the job in the summer, I know they were okay, they just got their feet under the table, but it seemed very obvious. Lost 14 games last year in the Premier League, almost their 8th in the table, worst finish in the Premier League. So for me, it was the timing was odd. Should maybe have happened sooner. The FA Cup win papered over the cracks that were very visible. So now this is a huge new chapter, should we say, coming ahead for Manchester United. And today, obviously, this weekend, Van Nistelrooy, tough match. They looked a lot better.
Chelsea tomorrow,
in midweek, I thought that there was a reaction, a bit more electricity about their performance. But big changes now for that dressing room. Who in that dressing room is really up for that challenge? Because there's going to be a lot of change there.
Mind, do you think that they made an emotional... You know, the guys, Ashworth and the likes, the committee above there, were brought in to make pragmatic decisions. Do you think beating their closest rivals in an FA Cup final like they did, which was an incredible game, do you think that made them make an emotional decision rather than a rational one, which would have been, it wasn't working with Erik Ten Hag, and they've delayed it and probably cost them a lot of money?
There's been the successive managers over the years, hasn't there? They've made lots of changes. They probably thought, look, do you know what? Our feet are just under the table. Let's give it time. But the obvious decision, I know, everybody in football knew maybe, and no one likes to see anyone lose their job, but it was very obvious to make that change, and now just made it 6 months later.
This is an exciting appointment, though. So we've asked you on X to vote on the poll. Where can Manchester United finish now under the new manager? Can they get into the top 4? Will it be top 7 or lower? Let us know what you think, and we'll come back to that a bit later on. But for more on this big news in the football world this week, let's check in with our commentators now, Darren Fletcher and Lucy Ward. They're just down a little bit further along from St James's Park at the Stack fan zone. They're making the most of it this morning. Morning, guys. Nice view you've got over there.
Well, look, we are in the Stack, as you say, Jules, which is the only place to be on a match day here at St James's Park. I think it's full since I was here a few weeks ago with Ali McCoist. I don't know if anybody's actually gone home since then. Lucy's here as well. I mean, this place is magnificent. We've got the Belter Reavers on the stage. They've been blasting the music out. It's been great in here. So let's get down to business. Ruben Amorim, Manchester United. 2 schools of thought here. One is that he might be the next special Portuguese manager, and if that's the case, then Manchester United have a good one. The flip side of that is he's 39, and he's going to walk into a football club that's a lot bigger than the one that he's been working at. So where do you stand on this appointment for them?
Listen, I've seen quite a lot of what he's done at Sporting, and he is stuck with the back 3, and that is his style. That's what he will probably do at Manchester United, otherwise why get him? He has he plays with a front 3, but 2 10s behind a 9. And so you look at the Man United squad, and I'd probably say that 3 centre-backs probably would help them because they struggle when they lose possession, so they need a little bit of protection there. But I think that the main thing is that he will be the first head coach or manager coming into Manchester United for the last few years who actually has a really good football structure around him. And that's key, because Erik Ten Hag didn't really have that. Erik Ten Hag's changed his game plan a lot when he's trying to find a solution. But Amorim will not do that, I don't think. I just think that he will stick to what he knows works.
Here's the music, so I can't hear Lucy anymore, so I'll just keep asking her questions at this point. the first job, I'm sure, is to make sure he can put an identity on the football club, because that wasn't necessarily there under Erik ten Hag. And also, when you've got a new ownership group, and they have got, to all intents and purposes, a new ownership group running the football side at Manchester United, you would suspect that they'd want their own manager, and now they've got it.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got what they wanted, and I think Joe was right earlier. I think the FA Cup win skewed their thoughts. I think they were going to shake hands with Erik ten Hag at the end of last season, say see you later, and then that was it. So I think that he has like an identity. He will stick with that identity, but it's been a poison chalice. But I just tend to think that he's young enough, he's got the personality, and I think that that's key as well.
We've got the Bladen races, so he should have on a match day at St James's Park. What's the first thing he's got to do then? Squad, style, impact of himself? What's the first thing he's got to do?
It's difficult to change to a back four to a back three, but he's got the international break to do that. He's got enough centre-backs to do that. He's got enough centre-backs with a bit of nous as well. So I think you'd start with the defence, but in terms of the wing-backs, I'm not quite sure. He's got Dalot, he's got Mazraoui, but it's about protecting that central area.